Oh, another one. Already. How lucky have you people been with these chart show reactions? Debatable, since I have to look at my ugly mug and listen to me yap on, but I enjoy doing them. Hope that you enjoy watching them. Thank you for joining me. So, obviously, these aren't a complete disaster, but we're back for another ITV chart show reaction. And this edition is dated Saturday the 13th of February 1993. Lenny Kravitz is doing it his way, Sting also coming up. As are the stereo MCs. Alright, starting with a nice track, a good track from R.E.M. Nice track. Sidewinder Sleeps Tonight from the Automatic for the People album. Always like this. Might be my favourite single from that album, to be honest. And I'm doubting that it was Automatic for the People, but no, it was from that album, yeah. As always, you'll see the peak UK singles chart positions on screen, and also, as always, just a reminder, really for those who might be joining me for one of these reactions for the first time, there's likely to be edits already made in this video, and I may have to make more. I don't think this is a full, as in nothing's been cut edition of the chart show by any stretch. And maybe the total running time of this video might give that away, that this isn't a full one because of cuts that have been made for copyright prior to even me having access to this edition. Anyway, that's the boring housework out the way. Let's enjoy some R.E.M. Yeah, one of my favourite R.E.M. singles, this. I'm not a massive fan of them. This is kind of like their peak period, really. I've never owned Automatic for the People. The following album, the follow-up, Monster, I thought was a decent album, and What's the Frequency, Kenneth, although I know it divided a lot of people even at the time. I think that's R.E.M.'s best single, personally. Yeah, taken from their #1 selling album, Automatic for the People, and they've been nominated as Best International Group at the 1993 Brits. It's been some years since I've seen this video. I'm just enjoying this. I haven't really got an awful lot to say about it, but that in a positive way, because I've just sat here enjoying seeing a video that it's probably a good 30 years nearly since I last saw this. I've heard the song in more recent times on radio or wherever, but some chart news now, and a chart breaker from Rod Stewart. A new entry at 39, although don't pay too much attention to those chart positions that they put up, because chart shows seem to just make up their own numbers. I did a reaction last month, probably last month, unless I decide to shift this one further down in the schedule, and then it might be more than a month. and there's a track that they said had come in at number 20 something, but the actual proper official singles chart position was about 50 something. So yeah, they overestimated it by a good 20 odd positions. Well, this is a cover version, obviously, and yes, and needless to say, I prefer the original. I mean, it kind of makes sense for Rod Stewart to cover something like this. I mean, he's got this sort of younger photo of himself backdrop. Yes, it was originally recorded by the Rolling Stones, reached number 3 in 1967. I mean, Rod Stewart obviously had been going in some form since the 1960s himself, you know, a contemporary of the Stones, and he was in the Faces, of course, before firmly establishing his solo career. I've just never been able to get into Rod Stewart. I don't find his voice that entertaining, for want of a better term. I know a lot of people really rate him, and as covers go, I suppose there's worse than this, but who'd want to listen to this version ahead of the Stones original? Certainly not me. I mean, if you disagree, then feel free to. Let me know in the comments if you think this is superior to the original. I'll disagree with you, but you're entitled to your opinion, and I will defend your entitlement to the hilt. I think Rod Stewart may have released a covers album in the 90s, so possibly this will be from that. Maybe, I don't know. Of course, this being from February 93, this means this edition will be over 32 years old. About 32 and a half years old. Which is a bit of a weird way of putting it. But anyway, straight in at 29, Lenny Kravitz, Are You Gonna Go My Way? Another video clip. Well, I say another video clip. A video clip that I'm familiar with. You know, I feel like I've seen this at least a handful of times over the years, and it's probably one of, if not the biggest hit for Lenny Kravitz here in the UK. It's okay, this. Great riff, obviously. Really the riff carries this. I mean, Lenny Kravitz, sort of comes across as a little bit of a poser to me. A little bit sort of more style over substance, perhaps. Which is, well, maybe it is a criticism, but it's not like he's on his own there. You know, there's a lot of other artists over the many decades who you could accuse that of as well. Yeah, I quite like this, without loving it, and always have done really. My feelings on it have pretty much remained the same ever since it first came out over 3 decades ago. It's recorded tracks in Mick Jagger, Aerosmith and Vanessa Paradis. And this was shot at the LA Arena. Kind of sort of retro psych rock there from Lenny Kravitz, and a deserved hit for him. Perhaps not quite as deserved, although it is apparently a high new entry at 15, Sting, If Ever Lose My Faith in You. Yeah, Sting's solo career is kind of completely uninteresting to me, and I think uninteresting to even die-hard Police fans, a lot of them. However, and I've talked about it previously, but I will always say that Fields of Gold is a brilliant single. Not just my favourite Sting song, but one of my favourite singles from the 90s. But it's got that Celtic sound that really just touches me in special places. As for this, I mean, it's not awful. The video, obviously, it's meant to be quite cinematic. Sting is sort of cosplaying as some medieval king, really. Yeah, probably fulfilling some sort of fantasy for himself there. Nice location scenery outside a castle, too. Maybe the video is a little better than the song here, and I wouldn't say the video is absolutely amazing, but Sting's done worse, song-wise, music-wise. Sting's playing 5 nights at the Royal Albert Hall in March, and all him and his dogs are all Sunderland supporters. I always assumed Sting was a Newcastle fan. It'd be weird if Sting was a Newcastle fan, but then for some reason he just said his dogs were Sunderland fans. I mean, why? That would be one of the nuttiest things ever. But Pulp. Wow. However, they've muted this by the sound of it. Oh. This is weird. Yeah. I think this has been muted for copyright, so yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this bit, aren't I? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That was obviously muted for copyright prior to me downloading it, so shame really, as I was looking forward to reacting to Pulp. Weird how they just mute it like that rather than just cut the whole thing out, but anyway. Stereo MCs. Famous for Step It Up and what was the other one? Connected, which seemed to be used in mobile phone ads for most of the late 90s into the 2000s. I think I reacted to a performance, it was possibly largely lip-synced of this one on an edition of Top of the Pops. Obviously that would have been from 1993. I do recall hearing this within the last few years, and reacting to it feels familiar to me, but don't think I've ever seen the video for it before. It's okay, this. It's not massively exciting to me, but it's pleasant enough background music, really. That's probably not really a compliment for stereo MCs to consider them worthy of being BGM, but I think stereo MCs are still going. They just haven't had a hit in, what, 30 years maybe. Andrea has managed to lose an item of clothing at every venue she visits. That sounds like an interesting game of strip poker she's playing around the country. Yes, I know. Don't write in.
deliciously.
Alright. We're pausing for a break.
There's no limit to the hits on Hits 93 with 2 Unlimited. Snap, M People, and Annie Lennox. 18 of today's hottest hits with Arrested Development, Take That, and West End featuring Civil. Hits 93 Volume 1, the hottest and the best.
Alright, we are back. Part 2 of the ITV chart show. 13th of February 93. To power in the video vault. Annie Lennox in the dance chart. Well, that doesn't sound right to me. Oh, I think that was Depeche Mode that got cut there. Unfortunate, another of my favourites, along with Pulp, that I can't show you. But the good news is we're getting the dance top 10. You Saw It at 10 and Music Mystery at number 9. Is this dance music from D-Ream? Yeah, it's arguable. Well, it's a remix of Sister Sledge. I mean, it's probably qualifies more for the dance chart than D-Ream or Annie Lennox. Lulu in the dance chart. Oh dear. Was dance music in that much of a state in '93? I know it wasn't. There was like Euro dance coming out and all sorts. Speaking of which, good track there. West End and Sybil, The Love I Lost at 5. Oh, another one I like there. Glowworm, I Lift My Cup. To Unlimited, No Limit. Right, so presumably they're going to play Little Bird by Annie Lennox. In the dance chart though, yeah. Well, that's been cut completely. But we have got onto the video vault, Valentine by Tapao. So yeah, a lot of cuts in this, and there's ones that I'm having to make myself, obviously Pulp. So maybe this won't be the most fulsome episode of the chart show that you'll see me reacting to on the channel, but hopefully there's enough here for me to consider this worthy of an upload to the channel. And of course, if you're watching this, and you'll know that I decided that yes, it was worth it. I'm not sure when this came out. It was after China in Your Hand, I'm pretty certain about that. It may have been off the same album. So maybe around 87, 88. Well, they usually put the year of release on the information, so let's wait and see. And if they don't put a peak singles chart position on screen, I will have done that a couple of moments or so back. Yeah, I remember this. It's okay. Carol Decker there. And January 1988, and it reached number 9. I didn't think it got that high, to be honest. Caldeca has finished writing a track for the new Michael Winner movie, Dirty Weekend. Oh, I'm sure that was a cinematic masterpiece. Right, now for a hot shot. No, we're not going to get a hot shot. So, yeah, part 2 was a bit of a bust with the cuts, and oh dear. If that's cut already, if I have to cut it, I'm not going to be disappointed.
The hottest hits, the biggest names,
You sexy.
on the 1993 Brit Awards album. An unparalleled collection of today's top recording artists. 34 massive hits on the 1993 Brit Awards album.
What kind of partner do you want your partner to be on Valentine's Day? We'll help you both get the most out of your relationship. This free Mills & Boon book will turn you into a hopeless romantic. And you can really please your man by ginning up on all the World Cup qualifiers. Only in The People with TV First. Make sure you buy it tomorrow.
Part 3 now. And it's the top 10 singles, of course. Or however many of them we might actually have access to. Oh well, we missed whatever was at number 10 there, but up at number 9 is Saint Etienne, You're in a Bad Way. That did miss the top 10, the official top 10. I think it peaked at number 12. Number 8, West End and Sybil, The Love I Lost. At 6, Deep, E17. Getting cuts all over the place. And maybe that was Rolf Harris who we missed there. Now we're back down to 4 already. Former number 1, obviously, Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. And at number 2, this is the least top 10-ish top 10 I've ever seen. Annie Lennox at 2. Alright, and we've got to have a number 1 to be able to react to in full. Keep your fingers crossed. And it's 2 Unlimited spending their second week at number 1 with No Limit. Yeah, big cheesy dance hit of the time. I mean, yeah, you know how much I always rave about Eurodance, pun intended, I suppose. 2 Unlimited were just a little bit sort of repetitive and mindless even for me, really, believe it or not. But, you know, this brings back some memories. I think it was their only UK number 1. They had a few top 10s. Get Ready for This was, if not their debut single, then their breakthrough one. Perhaps it was 2 Unlimited that ended Whitney Houston's long reign at the number 1 spot with I Will Always Love You. How many weeks did she spend at number 1? About 9 or 10, I think, was it? So we have to be grateful to 2 Unlimited for that, if nothing else. Yeah, not the greatest number 1 single of all time, but not the worst either. Anita dislikes hip-hop music and fancy food in expensive restaurants. and she's not adventurous with her food either. Essential trivia there about the members of 2 Unlimited. Alright, we get a preview of what will be on, or what would have been on next week's. And it's This Time by Dina Carroll. Dina Carroll's got a good voice, but just that sort of bland soul pop that has never been my cup of tea. You know, it's almost kind of dinner party background music. Talking about background music again. As you can see though, we do have the end credits on now, so that's always my cue to say goodbye. I do apologise that this edition has been cut to ribbons. Maybe I'll find a way of presenting this where it's, you know, kind of, you know, at least sort of getting up to the near half an hour mark somehow. But that's for me to worry about in post-production. Thank you for watching, thank you for joining me. Special thanks to my subscribers and patrons, and please join me again next time for my next chart show reaction. Cheers everyone, see ya!